Hello everyone, welcome back to an all-new episode of Find Your Fire. Today's video is going to be how to get work done, how to have a productive day. I love this video right now because I am incredibly busy at this time in my life between filming videos and recording the podcast, which, by the way, if you did not know, we are launching a podcast on March 10th. It's called Soul Sugar Podcast, and I'm so excited about it, you guys. It's coming together beautifully, and it's one of my favorite things that I've ever put out into the world, I guess. I could, definitely say that it's a baby that I love very, very, very much. My production assistant, Sam, and I have been working nonstop on it, and we've also been working nonstop on videos. So we've been busy. So thinking about how to be productive is very prevalent in our existence currently. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Carrie Rad. Nice to meet you through this camera lens and through your screen. If you want to stick around, please make sure that you take a second to hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, just double check that you are subscribed so that you never miss a new video from me. And you can definitely not miss a new video if you also have notifications turned on and set to always. Tip number 1 is to get up and get ready immediately. So when your alarm goes off, get right out of bed. Go straight to the bathroom or do your morning routine immediately. Don't sit in bed and snooze your alarm for too long. I made a video about waking up at 5:30 in the morning. I highly recommend the earlier the better. And I think it's really interesting to kind of test yourself and see how early you can wake up. Currently, because it's wintertime, I'm having a hard time with 5:30 in the morning. My sleeping schedule has really switched over to about 6:30, sometimes 7, so I'm trying to get back on track right now. I need to go watch my own 5:30 in the morning video, but that is the truth there. I am not perfect every single day, but I want to so bad get back to the 5:30 in the morning because I am so productive when I wake up that early, and in the summer it's the easiest for me to do. So now that the season is changing, I'll be able to probably jump back into that. But my wake up at 5:30 in the morning video is almost at, I think, 800,000 views. So many people have told me how helpful it was to them. So definitely check out that video if you guys have not already. I will put a card up for it now and I'll link it in the description box for you guys. There's a lot of great tips in that video that are really specific to this tip that I'm giving you guys, and that is to just keep moving, to get ready, get dressed, so that you can move forward with your life. Because if we are just sitting in our pajamas, snoozing, or if we just move from the bed to the couch, then we're not being as productive as we can possibly be. Tip number 2, this is great for if you work at home or even if you go into an office. Depending on what your schedule is like in the office, it may vary, but I definitely practice not really responding to my emails till about 11 a.m. And this is really obviously personal to however your workday is set up, but for me, I like to do emails a little bit later in the morning because I like to have the very first start of my morning to accomplish the tasks that kind of get my creative juices flowing for the day and the things that I love to do. So for my business, for instance, I will chat with Sam, my production assistant, and say hey, what are we working on today? That helps me get moving. Also looking at my Instagram feed and thinking about what creative thing I want to post that day, is it a photo? Is it a story? That kind of gets me moving for the day in the social world. And I think for other people, it could be a more unique task that is something that maybe they don't do every day, but they know that they need to do. And just something that kind of gets our mind working and moving and is just a little bit more creative. Using that right side of your brain first thing in the morning kind of just helps trickle into the entire day of just giving you some motivation and making you feel like you're being a bit more creative. Tip number 3, I need to tell myself this one because this is one of my biggest struggles, and that is to eat breakfast. I do eat breakfast every day, but there are days where I will eat breakfast way too late because I've just been busy being productive in the morning. But one of the most important things to do is to eat breakfast so that you can continue that productivity for the rest of the day. Because if I forget to eat breakfast first thing, or even just a little bit later on in the afternoon, then I am just completely drained, unmotivated, and just a pile of crap if I don't eat breakfast, and I get a little bit like snappy or angry, and I don't know why, and then I'm like, breakfast. That's what I need to do. And sometimes Sam knows that I'm so bad about this, and she'll bring like a little croissant in her like bag for me and be like, did you have breakfast? So this is something I need to work on. So that's why I'm telling you guys about it, because I know that I am not productive in the day if I don't eat right. So just paying attention to eating a good hearty breakfast. Something like this morning I made a shakshuka, and it was so delicious, and it was so hearty, and it was healthy, and I feel great right now because I know that I have fuel. I have my coffee and I have my food, and I can continue on the day and get it done. Tip number 4 is to do the prep work. And this one is just super important to make your day feel like it's going by smoothly and that you're accomplishing all the tasks the right way that you have set out to do. So for example, what Sam and I do is we talk the night before, we make sure that we have everything prepped for the next day. So for us, we do pre-production. We make sure that we have the ideas accomplished and that we know what we're working on the next day, so that when we come here today and film a video like this, we can hit it out of the park easy and it's done and done. Now this can work for whether or not you work at home or you're going into an office and you have a specific meeting or whatever it might be, whatever your workday looks like. Being prepared emotionally and physically for whatever is going to go on that day is going to make it super smooth and just help you get things done, which is what we want to do. Feeling prepared is the best way to have a productive day. Tip number 5 is to be realistic about what you can accomplish and to make sure that you are not overcommitting yourself, because overcommitting yourself is the best way to just constantly be living in the feeling of anxiety that you are not going to be able to finish all of your tasks. If you take it step by step, hour by hour, and realize realistically what you can get done. There's times where I think about, I can definitely do 3 videos in a day. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that to myself because I don't need to, because rest is important too. And I think that that is something that I want to talk about in this one as well, is that you have to have downtime. As much as it is important to take it hour by hour to be productive and to be realistic, it's just as important to make sure that you take the downtime for yourself. So these 2 habits kind of go hand in hand here for me, and I'm kind of putting 2 tips into one, so you kind of get 6 in this, but we'll just say that it's 5. That, take the downtime, make sure that that's a priority, because that's going to help refuel you for other projects. It's going to help refuel you so that you can continue on and be productive. And at the same time, just taking your productivity hour by hour, making sure you're not overcommitting. Those 2 habits are going to work together, and they're just going to create a really seamless, productive day for you. A book I would highly recommend for you guys to read or to listen to. I'm currently listening to it. It is called Peak Performance by Brad Stulberg and Steve Magnus. The book is about taking advantage of the new science of success, which is all about these new studies that are being done about the best way to be productive and how so many different positions in life, whether you are an athlete or a scientist or whether you're working in the tech industry, we all have so many similar habits that we can do to be the best we can be. The same thing that an athlete is doing every single day, somebody working in tech can be doing the same, and they can both have the same amount of productivity. So there's a lot of studies being done about the best way to be productive, and I just find this book so fascinating. So if this is something that you guys are interested in, definitely check out the book. I'll put a link to it in my description box in case you guys want to check it out. That is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it gave you some inspiration and just like a little push to feel a little bit more productive and give you some ideas about how to be more productive. If you guys have any ideas for me, I am so open and would love to hear them. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys do to be your most productive, motivated self every single day. I hope you're loving Find Your Fire so far. I know that they've been few and far between recently just because there's so much happening right now, but I am banging them out for you guys and bringing them to you as soon as I can. Definitely make sure that you guys check out Soul Sugar Podcast. I can't tell you enough how much we are loving just putting the whole thing together. It's going to be I think it's going to be awesome. So definitely check it out. I'll put its info in the description box as well. You can also find the podcast by just searching on iTunes, Soul Sugar Podcast. You probably don't even have to write podcast. If you just write Soul Sugar, it should come up. Same with Spotify. We're in both places right now, and we will be in more places. Let us know if you have any questions about the podcast below. And I will see you guys very soon in a new video. Okay. Bye. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know how to say bye, so I'm just like,